Greetings everyone, and great here. Another Age of Empires 4 replay. On the right side as the Magento Holy Roman Empire. We have Corvinus1. Spawn on the left side as the Cyan Malians, who have I. Looks like he's going to go for some early deer. Very nice. Collecting all that delicious food. Some of that venison. And over here, we've got the mining pit starting to go on up. Very nice. Just pretty much relying on that passive gold generation from the nearby housing. Now we've got the Minwork Palace being pulled out field. This is a blacksmith that you can research your blacksmith technologies 40% faster and 40% cheaper, which is a massive power boon. I found out that if you combine that along with your Vanguard, not Vanguard man-at-arms, but your early man-at-arms, it can be insanely hard to deal with because most factions do not have access to something to deal with man-at-arm aggression and feudal age. Archery range it's not very effective because you can also get your cheap pierce armor upgrade there. And we've got this Prelate being stabbed by the Warrior Scout. Warrior Scouts, of course, in my opinion, on the borderline overpowered early horsemen. They're cheaper, they're faster, have really absurd health regen, in-combat health regen. So they're really hard to pin down, but they do not get any bonus damage versus melee units. So archers are still reasonably effective, but it's hard to pin them down. They also cost only 90 food as opposed to the 110, 120 for horsemen plus the 20 wood. So these warrior scouts are going to be very effective. Right now he's going for marching drills. You know this horse spearman now, and once this warrior scout receives a bit too much fire, look at that! Look at the health regen. It's in combat health regen. It's absurd. It doesn't even aggro that boar there. Very nice. Going to go ahead and have to deal with this boar now. Luckily, he has a prelate here for health regen, and it's going to be right next to this mill there, so he's able to get some great food from it. But now here comes horsemen. Do have a good number of defensive spearmen here. Prelate now receiving some fire there. He's trying to kill off the prelate, and now these warrior scouts are falling him back. He does lose one of the warrior scouts, a minor loss. You also have this archer here. And give you a comparison. They do have a little less attack than the horsemen, but they're just cheap and have really high health regen. They're really hard to kill. Stable not being deployed on out, as well as a barracks. Multiple barracks being deployed on the front line. Front-ish line. It looks like I got two mining pits now deployed on the field with a good amount of housing around them. It does put an archery range there, which does not even point out any more structures around that. Because if you place them just right, you can put a little bit of extra around the edges. Horsemen now being deployed on the field. It's going to be focused on this horseman now. But it's there onto the heart of the spearman. Warrior scouts are trying to slice down some of these prelates. Got these horsemen and warrior scouts not engaging forward. He's not paying attention, so he will lose one of these warrior scouts. Got a nice spearman in the mix as well. Plus, right now, he probably does, yeah, he does have the extra melee armor for his scouts and for his horsemen. So the Holy Roman Empire player does have a very good front line, very durable military units, which should be effective versus these warrior scouts. Our spearman now receiving some shots there. Does get taken out. Now we do got these war scouts pushed away north. We do got these spearmen here as well. And these war scouts are going to be backing on off. Over here, we got the horsemen and spearmen making the withdrawal from the region. We got another warrior scout here for scouting purposes. And these horsemen will manage to. These warrior scouts are running away from the horsemen. They will maintain distance. Warrior scouts do have 1.88 tau movement speed, which is the same as a horseman. But thanks to the high health regen, even getting some damage there, they can get healed up in no time when out of combat. Horsemen now advancing forward. Got some spearmen or Donzo here as well. They do throw off their javelins as well. Donzo do have one additional melee armor, which should be very helpful in this fight. Archers getting some great damage there. Horsemen trying to pursue these archers. Got the warrior scouts now engaging as well. One of the warrior scouts do go down. It's a bit of a messy engagement here, but thanks to the extra armor of the Holy Roman Empire, is able to kill off this force. It looks like these warrior scouts will go down. Not sure from what. The javelin throw is on cooldown. Now do have some sofas, a heavy cavalry unit. The sofas, they are cheaper than heavy cavalry. Of course, they're available in this age, which is a very powerful boon. They don't have the spear charge, so they won't have less damage compared to a regular knight, but having something with 2/2 armor at this stage of the game can be very, very nice indeed. You have these forces not being healed up by the prelates, very nice. Did that mill go down? Not sure where the mill went, and he's still cooking the deer. Oh, there's the mill. The boar looks like it has been completely claimed. Got these forces are moving around. Cardinal sofas to the warrior scouts, and now you got a great choke point here for Cyan. Archers getting some great damage there on those spearmen. Donzo advancing on 4. Donzos do have 1 additional melee armor. The spearmen do have 2 additional armor. Looks like they're both engaging each other. Looks like Cyan does get a nice surround here on the forces with his warrior scouts and sofas. Denying his opponent back. Does have these spearmen engaging the sofas. Now these forces going to have trouble falling back as well. More forces pushing way forward. I like to turn my camera like this. Looks like Purple Wolf hold the line. Does have some early man-at-arms. They are right now 4/4 armor, so they can withstand a massive beating from these forces. Archers only have 6 attacks, so they're doing 2 damage per arrow. Horsemen now trying to deal with these horsemen. Man-at-arms are slowly being whittled apart. More sofas charging on forward as well. Sofas, they look like they had those sofas do have a sword attack. Do they actually have the charge bone ability? It doesn't sound. It says in their weapon description they can. Or is it just an animation? Another forces here. Spearman getting some good damage there. Donzo firing away as well. Man-at-arms in the region as well. Sofas have to be very careful, have to avoid these spearmen. Archers providing some good fire support. And Cyan's archers starting to go on down. Got more of these Cyan sofas here. This choke point is such a big punisher to either side. I'm so surprised we don't see outposts or towers being pulled out by either side at the moment. Let's finish off that spearman there. I realize as well I don't have my rumble up there, so I can't see in chat. There we go. You have this wolf biting away against these villagers. Of course, with the prelate in the region, he has plenty of health regen for that force. Gonzos do get a nice spear throw there. Archers focus on those spearmen. Try and claim this gold from these mining pits. Very nice. We do have this battery ram being deployed on out.
Welche Gehäuse? Ist geändert. Welche Gehäuse?
Multiple battery ramps not being deployed on out. They're starting to push way forward, trying to put some holes in this housing. These houses do provide 5 population, and they have half the health. Over here, Sofas do find some engagements there onto these villagers, quickly taking them out. One of these battery rams is quite wounded. Does have a significant force here. Does good service up there with his archers. Donzo's got javelin throwers here, which are a anti-ranged unit. And these horsemen are still getting some quick damage there. More javelin throwers as well. Once this front line goes down for our side, he's able more successfully hit these archers. Mining camp now receiving quite a bit of fire. Now also set up blades. More horsemen charging forward. Horsemen do bonus damage versus all ranged units, including these javelin throwers. Donzo's spear throw does not count as range because it classifies a light melee unit. Let's have a Donzo here. The Donzo also has spear charge defense, so infantry horsemen not going to like charging forward. And these Sofas have been killed off, barring one. Magenta does have lots of villagers in his opponent as well. Got some doggies being put on the field. I wonder, do they have better gathering rate than other sources of food? I would hope so if they're that expensive, but they can be used to be garrisoned inside cattle farms. You may want to eye those sooner rather than later. You can get cattle farms in H2. Cattle garrison provides 28 food per minute. I wonder if there's a limit on how many you can build those. I don't think I need to test out. Got a good number of torches being deployed out by these spearmen. Got now with the Regniks Cathedral being deployed on out. Some of these villagers are currently idle. They are done gathering up berries. Got these javelin throwers pushing way forward, trying to deal with these villagers. Getting a good number of kills on these villagers. This whole mining camp is slowly going on down. Still has a lot of idle villagers here. Needs to pull out more defensive units. Needs a large army, honestly. Mining camp is mostly a force of spearmen, archers, have 2 horsemen, has a couple of man-at-arms. So a mix of Donzos and javelin throwers probably be ideal. This man-at-arm will get some great damage there on these javelin throwers. Javelin throwers do have 9 damage currently. Trying to go for this relic. Could go for a conversion. Does he get the monk there? Trying to focus this prelate down. Let's take out the prelate. And it looks like these villagers are going to be taking time to stab these javelin throwers. Sign does have a superior number of villagers, of course. I'm pointing out a large wave of farms there. And Magenta's having to fall back, not having to push any farther forward. These are 3 gold deposits here now unclaimed. Those mining pits do not remove any gold from the gold vein, so you can just build those up and get a good passive gold generation, assuming you have the wood for it. Regnitz Cathedral has now been garrisoned by a good number of relics. And this here as well will really increase his income from those relics.
Aufgesattelt!
Veterans not push way forward. Does have decent force here, including some Donzo. Just make sure to take out these spearmans and man-at-arms. Just go into town center. Town center is now firing off a lot of arrows. A good defensive position for Cyan. Horsemen currently have 4 pierce armor. They're slowly being whittled away. Looks like all the Donzo may went down. That villager does get inside the town center in time. Battery-rams now charging forward. He doesn't have any melee units to deal with these battery-rams, but the villagers can be evacuated and deal with them themselves. Villagers, they're starting to get the big volley of arrows being pulled out of the field. Not sure where those they starting to hit these man-at-arms. All the frontline forces going down. Just now these archers remaining. He will lose some of these structures. Trying to sell some good force here. He's also trying to mine up some of these mining pits. Villagers coming forward, trying to torch down these battering rams. More horsemen now being fought on the field. Malians have not reached the next age. Has a lot of gold income at the moment. Too much. These guys need to stop collecting gold and start collecting food. Anything. Get some cheap berries, something nearby. Cyan has lost some villagers. And these veteran horsemen has 5 pierce armor, so town center arrows are doing 1 damage each bar in the primary arrow. Which does 9, but that's 1 arrow.
Bereit, etwas Arbeit zu tun.
Gebet mir Gehalt. Ritere festgesetzt und bereit.
Wen soll ich erschießen?
They're going to take time to collect up all these cattle. See, right now both sides military is very, very small, 7 to 13. That's still some horsemen here. Starting to rebuild some of this mining camp as well, very nice. And the Mansa Quarry is the feudal age landmark. I don't think I've actually talked about each player's landmarks. At least not the Malian one. But what is the other landmark for Malians? I actually don't see it ever deployed. I think just having good 75 gold generation, which is equivalent to 1.5 villagers, is just always nice to have. You can always get stone from it as well. Bombay garrison's not being employed out. He's going for a large number of stables. He may be eyeing for some heavy cav. For the heavy cav play. Battery rams now being employed on out. Villager count is still quite similar for both players as well. We now have a fresh battering ram. A lot of juicy targets here. I wonder how the terrain plays. He should be able to get up this side of the terrain. Yeah, there's a small hole there. This map has strangely become a lot of really tight choke points. Let's cancel that structure there. Trying to pull out some more sofas. Guess you could say he's a sofa king. Yeah, that's a horrible joke. I realized something as well. On this map, the trade posts right here, so you can't really get good linked trade posts. Flash pull up there, get a nice diagonal there. It'd probably be equivalent to a what's it called? A gold miner. So there's a gold pit starting going down. Got some more and more sofas being put on the field. Starting to get the veteran sofas as well as the veteran Donzo. The knights are now being put on the field. There's going to be some heavy armor. They currently have 7-8 armor. That's a lot of heavy armor. And this gold mine is starting to be is now exposed. Starting to get overwhelmed relatively soon. Sofas are now upgraded as well. They are 3-3 armor, which is not a lot of armor. Or no, they're not upgraded just yet. Their upgrade is already dropped down. Now they're 4/4 armor, which is a lot less than his opponent. Definitely needs more veteran Donzo against these knights. His forces now advance forward. That's a pretty light force here, so it can't be picked off by the town center fire. He needs to get these villagers inside the town center, however, to get the town center fire. These villagers starting going down. Sign now has less villagers than his opponent. And then we also got these battery ramps pushing way forward as well. These villagers starting to get focused down as well. Over here you have a single sofa here. Does buy a lot of stone there. And Signs now have a lot less villagers. Both players are at one town center this entire game. And the Holy Roman Empire probably should have eyed the what's called the Palace, or yeah, the Palace of Swabia, in order to get a massive villager boom. Landschneck's not being put on the field. They're effective light unit, get some good AoE damage on these forces. Barons charging on forward, most surface being pulled on out. Knights are starting to be overwhelmed by these forces. A lot of these sofas are getting annihilated. A lot of them just went down there. Their damage was being very spread out. Got a big wave of forces now advancing on forward. Archers are going to get required by the town center fire. Good to stay on some of these knights. That one will be focused down. Archers now receive some fire from these town center. More veteran Donzo advancing on forward. And more of those structures are going down. It's not looking good for the Malian player. Battery ramps starting to go on down to this force. More battery ramps have gone down. Side has stabilized. His military is still inferior in numbers. And a lot of more of Magento's force now being rallied up on this high ground. I guess veteran Donzo's push on forward. He needs to get the sofa, try to hit the flank, but there's now a lot of spearmen pull on the field. The Fabia garrison can deploy out squads of units. Wait. Okay, no, that's just an incorrect icon right there. He definitely does not have that. He has a veteran Donzo, which is Castle Age, not Dark Age. You have some crossbowmen being pulled on the field. In general, I think the mana arms will probably be best deployed out by the Holy Roman Empire. They're durable, and they can receive some good upgrades, and the opponent does not have any real way to deal with heavy armor. I mean, nothing. He has to get up to Imperial Age in order to get the gunners. Going for a conversion there, unsuccessful. Now none of these 6 sites is being captured on up. Signs now trying to engage this force. He gets the town center firing. Veteran Donzo is trying to engage these knights. A large number of spearmen he has to deal with as well. Spearmen, of course, do have extra armor. There's some Landschnecks in the region as well. The town center is not firing. I would say he could throw 15 villagers in there and signed us back out of the game now. This is Anna Great saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.